San Antonio, Texas, Rome, Georgia, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, and Pensacola. Of all of those cities that I've, those are actually the major cities that I've lived in, but the two that I really fell in love with were Cincinnati, but Pensacola holds my heart. Part of it's because, as I said, it's a small city. For instance, one of the things that I really like is that the crime rate tends to be lower than Tacoma. Tacoma's crime rate is 7.55% per 1,000 people, where Pensacola, not much of a difference, but it is a difference, is 7.49 per 1,000 people. When I lived there, I didn't notice a lot of crime, in truth, so I'm not exactly too sure how accurate these statistics are, because, as I said, nobody that I knew had any problems, nobody that I saw had any problems. I didn't see very much on the news. Anyways, another thing that I loved is that the weather. It's really rare that the sun is not out, like I showed you prior. The temperature is usually really great. For instance, Tacoma, yesterday it was like 28 degrees out. But it's usually 50 degrees to 80 degrees in Washington and Tacoma, where it's 50 degrees to 90 degrees in July, both of them in July, in Pensacola, Florida. There's also what we Floridians like to call liquid sunshine, which basically means that the sky is nice and sunny and it's hot, and you're like, oh God, it's hot, and then suddenly liquid rain is shined upon us. It lasts for only a few moments. You don't know where the heck it came from, and you just cooled off. That was actually really, really nice. It was really interesting. Summer also brings the hurricane season. But wait, those pesky hurricanes can be easily avoided and turned into something fun. You just gather all your friends and you have hurricane party. And you party all night, because quite seriously, you cannot be terrified if you are drunk. And those hurricanes, I lived there for 15 years, those hurricanes really weren't all that bad anyways. The cost of living in Pensacola, Florida, compared to Washington is also, Tacoma is 18% higher, 18% more expensive than Pensacola, and housing is 63% more expensive. 63% more expensive, that's huge. There are over 200,000 people in Tacoma that you have to compete with for job security. Where Pensacola, you only have 1,500. That way you really don't have to worry about who's taking what jobs. If you're qualified for it, you're going to get it. The other thing that would soothe your worry is those white beaches. They look like sugar. They're very beautiful. There's a whole lot that you can do. As I said, I've lived all over the world. In every state that I've been in that has a lakeside, it's nowhere near as pretty. The beach is always kind of brown or has rocks. The ocean is muddy. There's places I've been that I wouldn't consider ever stepping foot into the water, much less the beaches. Here it's like aquamarine as far as you can see. It's a great place for diving, a great place for scuba diving, sailing, horseback riding, tubing, and if you want to be lazy, you can just go outside and watch the Blue Angels practice, because they do that daily. And if you want something different, you can go to Fort Pickens, which is a really interesting area because they have subterranean levels, and that's actually really interesting, considering you're right at sea level. So move to Pensacola with me. Let's party during the storms and play games in the days that follow. Keep ourselves entertained. Enjoy the beautiful beaches, and we'll have far less stress than living in Tacoma.